after the
Good
Bruins
evening.
game.
It's 7
I'll
p.m.
check it out.
It is April 8th, 2015, and this is the meeting of the Urban Conservation Commission. This meeting is being broadcast live and is being recorded for later rebroadcast. Our meetings are available online at auburnguide.com. Before we begin, I must ask if anyone in the audience is making a recording of our meetings. All right, there being none, the first item on tonight's agenda is a 7 o'clock hearing, Packagug Farms LLC request for determination. Is there a motion to open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote. Come on up.
Come on up.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
And can you just say your name again for the
I'm
record?
Rocco Antonelli, I'm the applicant.
Okay, Mr. Antonelli. We, several members of the Conservation Commission went on a site walk on Saturday. Mr. Townsend was also in attendance at this, when we did the site walk. And I think we have a pretty good handle of the topography of the site conditions. I don't know if anyone on the board has any questions for Mr. Antonelli?
Not at this time.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to submit, sir?
No, I believe you have everything that I needed to submit.
Okay.
Actually, I do have a question.
Please.
And I noticed in reviewing some prior minutes, it was stated that the wetland area would be reflagged. Is that in the plans, or?
I don't think there are any wetlands on that property.
There are no wetlands on our property.
Okay, but there was an area of 100-foot buffer zone that enclosed on part of the property.
That's right. And in fact, that's from Mr. Mahar's property.
That's on another, that's on over the property line.
That's right, exactly.
Take one out, this one out.
And if you recall, we actually went over there and I saw some blue flags that still had markings on them, so I think those markings and that delineation is still pretty accurate considering it was done last year.
Okay.
Which minute? A planning board minute?
No, our minutes. I was reviewing our minutes, so.
So where are you with the planning board?
It's approved.
Okay, it is.
It can,
Subject to
subject
the
to
action of the Conservation
determination.
Commission. Okay,
We've complied with everything they requested,
gotcha.
made all the changes that they requested.
Okay. All right. If there are no comments from the board, are there any comments from the audience? Can you identify yourself, please?
Tom Townsend, Southfield Road. I was watching the minutes from the planning board, and I heard there was supposed to be a hydrology report,
Okay.
and they didn't mention it at the March 31st meeting, and I was wondering what the findings were on that. I mean, I know that's not your purview, but
We have not seen any engineering or hydrology. The only thing that was submitted to us was the plan by
Thompson Farrell?
Thompson
by
Fowler,
Thompson Farland,
and also
and then the application, the request for
and
determination.
then the plan that we did
Right.
to show where we were encroaching on the buffer zone.
So
Exactly.
you just gotta know, this is not a notice of intent, this is a request for determination, so the notice of intent has a lot more stuff with it if we were to find it positive, which we haven't said we would.
Just for reference, the hydrology report was submitted and was given to the town engineer, was given to the peer reviewer,
Okay, very good. Who's doing the peer review for the planning board?
Graves.
Okay, very good. All right. Okay, sir, do you have any questions?
No, I'm just in a butter.
I understand that. I know you were at the last meeting too. Okay. If,
Frank Cole.
Oh, that's right.
okay. All right, if there are no other questions, is there a motion to close?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Okay, Mr. Antonelli, I think the board will act on your request of determination probably later on today. Thank you.
What'd you say, later on?
Tonight's meeting, that's right.
So, meaning I should stay around till you act, or?
Sir, you can do whatever you want.
I know.
Or you can hear from us tomorrow.
We have a number of items on our agenda, so it might be a while.
I'm patient.
Okay. So be it.
Either that or you can call me tomorrow, I can tell you what happened. It's up to you. Okay?
Either way.
We'll see how patient I am.
Okay.
All right, so our next one being at 7:30, which
Drainage.
do we have to,
No, we don't. Ms. Conroy?
Yes.
I understand that both the 7:30 and 7:45 applicants
You guys
have requested continuances, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, did they submit written or?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Have them in the file.
Hence,
Okay. I don't
my,
think we have to wait until 7, well, wait a second, I take that back. We do have to wait in case someone comes to appear for that particular hearing.
okay.
Yeah,
So-
we have to stay here till 7:45, right?
Yeah, but I think we have other things to do.
Oh, I know, but we take care of other things in the
Yes,
interim.
as a matter of fact, we can.
Okay.
Okay. We don't know. Thank you for clarifying that, Ms.
Thank you.
Conroy. You're just
You're
a
welcome.
beacon of light here.
Anytime.
All right, I'm going to go down the list of items for discussion. 34 Mill Street. Mr. Fallon and Mr. Olson and I did sidewalks on Saturday. We actually made a visit to the property adjacent to 34 Mill Street, had a chance to look into the backyard of Mr. Robidoux property. Nothing has been done. There has not been compliance. Stop talking. There's been no compliance by Mr. Robidoux with my previous letter to him requesting that the building that had been apparently torn down or collapsed be removed. There are other things there that have also not been removed.
Right in that area up there.
So, I think again, we asked him to do it by April 1st. He did not communicate with the board. There's been no effort that I can see to comply with our request that those things and debris be removed. So I think we're at the point now where we have to consider further action. So is there a motion?
Just for the record, I did send that email with the photos to our Auburn Conservation Aspect that you were
Yeah.
going
If you
to.
go to, our website. And I believe I sent them to the website on
Oh,
Monday.
well, if you didn't, I did after.
Okay.
Skeleton is more things now.
It's possible.
Yeah, it looks like there was more.
I didn't compare the before and after pictures.
Why we can't get this thing bigger?
Yeah, I don't know what is going on with that.
You can't make it bigger?
Well, it's popping it up in the viewer that it uses by default.
Okay.
So,
All right, it's all right. We get the idea, right?
Yep.
it's like a bunch of debris.
Now, what's
Sure
that
does.
big tub thing?
Don't know.
That's
Well,
insane.
well, we sent letters and done that, right?
So in a letter, we gave him an opportunity to clear it up, to engage the commission, and he hasn't done it.
Yes, that's just what.
And he hasn't responded at all either?
No.
Nothing?
No, I
Sounds like enforcement order.
Well, will someone make a motion?
I move that we send an enforcement order to Mr. Robidoux regarding the materials that are sitting on his property.
Okay. And when would you like that, the return date on that? Our next
Say
meeting?
by our next meeting.
Okay. All right. Is there a second on that?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
So you're wanting him to have the debris removed by our next meeting? Is that what you said, Dan?
That sounds fair.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 2 weeks?
Correct.
I think that may be the actual resolution of those photos, because when you hit the show full size and that's all it shows you, I think that's all there
I
is.
took it on my iPhone, so.
Okay, that's probably it then.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe her at least respond to
Let's
that.
see. Nope.
There you
Interesting.
go.
Yeah, it looks like that's the actual size.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
You know what, I had to go do something to flip that over. It's upside down. I don't know if
That's the way
you're
it,
doing it.
You may actually be able to set your phone to take it at a higher resolution. It may be set to a low resolution, because that does seem kind of small.
okay. You know what it is?
This is all very fascinating, but,
Totally irrelevant to what we're doing tonight.
that being said, I have to.
And I can tell you, I actually send it like the medium resolution. It gives you large, medium, small actual size. So I usually do medium to make sure
Then I
that.
said I had to open it up through Microsoft something to flip it over. So
Yeah,
I know
nowadays
that
they
did
just say set it
something.
to large.
No,
Alright.
boy,
This
this
red.
really did it this time, me.
Photos on website.
I just,
That?
Oh, that's
Can we
my
do
other
that?
pen.
Can we do red or?
I don't know.
You just
I
grabbed
did.
it.
Grabbed whatever was there.
All right.
That's very bad luck to do it in red.
The next item on
Should we do
the agenda,
another? It's just
I
as
was
good
gonna
as
think you really mean it.
class.
Here.
I'm gonna have to get my gavel out.
Oh boy.
No cross talking.
430 Rochdale Street. And apparently you, Sheila, you,
You get, point
So
of
what-
order, Mr. Chairman. We
Sir.
skipped over the cross-country teams, Dr. Brunel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just gonna say.
Just
she
curious
comes
about
in,
that.
someone I think is coming in for that.
that's why I skipped over it, because there's no one here to present it.
All right,
Okay, but your point is well taken.
all right.
The next item,
Well.
is 430 Rochdale Street. This was the forest cutting plan.
So, it's jurisdictional though, right?
I think the question is whether or not we do have jurisdiction, which means we have to walk out there, which we didn't do on Saturday, and
And I
take a
just
look.
I got some new hiking shoes on order.
Outstanding.
Waterproof.
Will they be ready by Saturday?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's gonna be like 70 degrees on Saturday, by the way.
Great.
Nice.
So can we try maybe
Bugs will come out.
to get out to 430 Rochdale Street this Saturday to take a look?
I can make it.
Okay. Excellent. Then let's do that then.
Okay.
Other business, Leesville Pond. There was an email concern or a question whether or not the order of conditions for Leesville was still in effect. In fact, it's been extended by the act of the legislature, so that is not a matter for us to have to worry about. Mr. Kravosky is coming in at 7:30 for Faith Avenue. The next item is 7 William Street. There was a report, in fact, Ms. Conroy sent me an email indicating there had been a complaint of flooding, and as you will recall, there were 2 houses built
And
on William Street.
in mail, I sent some pictures.
Oh, you did?
CTO.
I went there before you did today, Chuck.
Oh, okay, I wasn't
3
sure.
o'clock this afternoon. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So there, you can see the blue flag, that's where the wetland is flagged in the back corner of the property. And up there is a sort of...
Where's Oxford Street in relation?
We're directly in
Oh,
front.
okay, in front, I see.
So there's the puddle of water from the rain and melting snow and things. Now, this is the 7 William Street shed, which today would be in our no-build zone, I
Right.
think.
Okay.
But the complaint is
Well,
because...
it's grandfathered in.
Yeah, but the complaint is because there's water that's going through and underneath that. Now, whether anything to do about that, I don't know, but the other thing I want to show you, go to the next one, I did notice, there should be another one, maybe I didn't say, those branches, there was a bunch of cut branches that were just thrown in that.
All right.
And that fence is on the property, not of 7 Williams, but the new construction site.
3
place.
Williams.
3, yeah.
Did it appear that water was migrating from 3 Williams onto 7?
Yes, under the fence and
Okay.
shore.
I mean, was it flowing or just standing pools?
It was seeping over there. I mean, it's not clear that It's so close to the edge of the wetland, I don't know.
All right.
If you can say it's not in the wetland.
driveway in the opposite way where the garage is. There's a garage on the other side of the shed.
Yeah, on this side is a
You can see
paved
where,
surface.
I mean, I know the snow melted and all the rain, but there was definitely quite a bit of water in there.
Okay. What, so is there a foundation now at that lot?
No.
No.
No?
Their construction activities were going to commence to build the foundations, but if you look at where the hay bales and everything was supposed to be, it really wasn't very stable. Up in that area of the cliff, I didn't take a lot of pictures of
Okay.
it, but
Can you
this
zoom
ton of ledge.
on that?
Sure.
That's all we've
A
got.
limitation of this thing, because I know this isn't like,
All right, well, that's fine. That's better than
but
nothing, really.
I just want to point
that
out something.
stuff was not
Well,
that
I
stable.
can download it and see what it's given me.
The picture you just had up there, Chuck, where you showed the siltation fence, and it's got,
It's 5
like
days,
a
so.
hay sock on the
It's a
inside of
little
it.
better.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
All right, well, you can see that right
So what are we
here.
looking for?
If you look over here,
I could
there's a
get a
well
picture of that.
with about 3 feet of stone dust that's compacted, and it's washed out so much that that fence is hardly containing it on the left side. It's
I
on the
didn't get a
picture, and
picture
it's
of
like
that.
ready to crack, like literally, it looks like if you put pressure on it, that
Yeah,
whole
this
thing will
doesn't
blow
look
out.
good.
It's, the staking is very far
That may be
apart.
very
Yeah.
bulging.
It's failing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
definitely
not even
failing.
upright over there.
Now, the answer I got partially was that this was done before the snow, and maybe it needs to be reestablished. But it looks inadequate for
Yeah.
that
Well,
thing.
are there hay bales? I don't see any hay
There's
bales.
just a hay sock on the other side,
Okay.
up slope.
But
from-
yeah, it looks
And-
semi-collapsed.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
There
really.
is, by the way, in the water, you know, silty stuff in the water. I mean, who knows?
Okay.
Looks like it came from something, so.
Well, it looks like there's erosion as you indicated, so
Yeah, and there's definitely,
that's a good picture. Can you, yeah, okay.
That's the house that's on Oxford Street, that one up
Right.
there.
Okay. All
And
right,
there's the new house, you can see the other one on 1 Williams.
okay. So, what is your pleasure?
what do you think, Tom?
I make a motion that we send the owner an enforcement order, and that we do revisit there this Saturday when we do site visits, and we come before the board and figure out how, he can figure out how he's going to remediate the failing erosion control measures and see to it that he can mitigate the water.
Do you want to include in that cease and desist from further construction activity?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And, well, not that this should go in the enforcement order, but there's supposed to be a drainage swale.
That's right.
Take care of some of the
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
It
right.
really
The
wasn't.
neighbors were there today, the
Clearly,
guy
I mean-
running the backhoe
I
wasn't.
mean, look, I think that was a sort of a final site condition after construction was done. But clearly, if the conditions on the site are such that the adjacent landowner is getting flooded, then perhaps they should do that sooner rather than later.
So should that be a cease and desist, except for the,
No.
no?
They have to come in here on April 22nd. They
Okay.
are to cease and desist any further construction activity at the site. And when they come to see us on April 22nd, we're looking for a solution to the problems of flooding. Can you print the images that Chuck sent you?
Yes.
Okay. I would suggest it'd be more effective if you print them and attach them to the enforcement order, so that they can see what's going on there. Just a thought.
We do.
Okay.
It was all
So there's a
stuff.
motion and there's a second, and we voted, or do we vote?
We did not.
Okay. Is any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote. Okay.
There was also a immature hawk on the premises.
You see that?
Just sitting there. He had just eaten or like a mouse or something like that. And he was just sitting on a branch. It was literally from me to that window. He was just
Yeah.
looking at me. It was a
It was
brand
in a
new.
tree today when I was there, and I was like, wow.
That's
Okay.
pretty
Cool.
amazing.
Huh.
Anyway.
Good thing you weren't a rodent.
Would have missed the meeting.
Permanently.
All right. The next item on the agenda is a request for a certificate of compliance for 20 Jade Hill Road. Both Sheila and I went online to look at the order conditions that was recorded at the Registry of Deeds. And Curiously, the order conditions, while it made reference to our special order conditions, did not include the special order conditions as part of the recorded document. That was 2005, right?
It just said see attached sheet. I usually put the numbers on there with see attached.
Right.
But there were no numbers.
Well, back in 2005, I think Louise and I were both serving on the board at the time.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that it was our custom and practice to always request an as-built plan. And I have no reason to believe that we would have not requested an as-built for that property. So I think we need an as-built plan.
Yeah, I told them that.
Okay. All right. So we're obviously going to defer action on their request until an as-built is provided. The next item is 1 William Street, adjacent to the other property on William Street. Have we got
We
an
have
as-built?
not got the as-built plan
Okay.
on that.
So
that's
clearly
still
we're
on
not
there.
gonna,
Can we,
It's already up.
can we look over there while we're there, since we're gonna be
Well, sure.
next door, because...
Yeah, but there was no wetland on that
On that
property.
We don't have the as-built on it, really.
no.
Oh,
but
okay.
The house has been sold and someone's living in there, so so obviously we'll need the as-built. Okay. Next item is 3135 Millbury Street. You say we have received the as-built?
Yes, we have.
So if you can provide that to us,
Okay.
we can take a look on Saturday.
All right. I think that is in my office, and I will get it
Okay.
for you to read.
And then regarding enforcement orders, we have been carrying 498 Rochdale Street and Route 12 and 20 forward. And we'll take further action on those when work commences, or hopefully is finished at 498 Rochdale Street, and when the detention basin is completed. It may be completed or very close to completion. So, all right. So that leaves us with Dr. Brunel's presentation, Mr. Kravosky at 7:30, and the application for request for determination of applicability for 71 Curtis Street.
I just wanted to say, I called Jason Dubois of Burton Engineering to find out what was going on with 515 Rochdale, because I hadn't gotten a new plan, and there's probably going to be a problem with them trying to move that septic system. He said he could probably move it over 5 feet, but wasn't going to meet the 25, and
Right.
might be coming in for a waiver.
Well, we'll call it at 7:30, and then we can continue the public hearing on that.
Oh, okay.
Right, great, thank you. All right. Shall we take up the request for determination for Curtis Street?
Yes.
Okay? Please.
Well,
Well, we clearly have jurisdiction.
right.
At least 3 of the houses are within the 100-foot buffer zone.
But that's not my area of
No,
concern.
it's not my area of concern either. The way the plan has been developed, there's a detention basin at the back of the property, which I believe is going to have impact on adjacent property. We haven't seen anything in the way of hydrology. I understand that documents have been submitted to the planning board, none were submitted to us. I suspect, based on just the topography of the site, there's going to be an enormous or a tremendous amount of earth that's going to have to be moved around in order to configure the lots. And we know from just from previous experience, not with that particular site, but with adjacent sites, that that's a significant watershed.
Right.
So, in my opinion, is that a positive determination is called for, primarily because of we have to determine the impact of the detention basin on the adjacent property.
Right, and I think the other thing is the construction of the drainage for that detention basin is going to amount to a significant amount of earth being moved, and if we just give a negative determination, we won't have any erosion control measures as conditions, so I think we have to go with a positive determination.
Okay.
I
Is there
concur.
Yeah, I concur. Is there any other discussion? Okay. So do you want to make a motion?
I move that we find the request for determination and positive determination.
Okay.
I second that.
All right. Is there any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
just curious, if all of the documentation that you say you didn't get was given to the town,
I'm sorry, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off, Mr. Antonelli.
that's okay. If it was given to the town engineers and it was given to the peer reviewers and it was given to all of the people that we were asked to give it to, and they approved it,
Different
that-
issues.
should that have been given to you also?
Well,
Not in this case.
they could have given it to us, and in the past it has been given to us. I don't know, your engineer could have provided us the documents and we didn't get them. But our jurisdiction is different from that of the planning board. Our issues are different. And so I can't speak or tell you with any certainty that our decision would have been the same, but I believe it would have been. Even, you know, if we had all the other information that you submitted to the planning board, I still think that we would have issued a positive determination. Just based on as I said, the topography of the property and the fact that you're putting in a detention basin and there's just a significant watershed in that area.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't mean,
So
it just means the next step has to be.
the next step
I
is
was kind of, I didn't really understand the fact that I thought we were dealing, that you were, what I was told is you were going to be dealing with the situation with the wetlands,
That's
not
what-
the impact of the retention pond.
Well, it's with all due
All together.
respect, it's sort of part and parcel of the same. And the next step is to just submit a notice of intent and submit the additional information at that time.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Good night.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Not quite.
Almost.
7.
Pass that down to Michael so he can just
Do
sign
you
it.
have anything else?
Just sign that top one there, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Forecast for Friday's not looking good right now. Forecast for the weekend looks good, but not Friday.
Friday rain?
Yeah, pretty much. I keep checking the forecast for like Killington and Cannon. It's like if it's gonna rain.
Base anyway, I don't know.
Well, it's like, do I feel like skiing in the rain is the
Yeah.
question. Like, I've had
I
so many
didn't
good
feel
days
good
this
on this
season. Is it worth
because I
it?
wasn't here for the first
The
meeting
last
and I didn't
one.
go look at it, so
Powder up
I didn't say abstain.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a
No,
problem?
I'm just getting antsy to see how much damage they're gonna absorb in the next
just
week and a
wanna
half,
make
because I'm not,
Probably just suck it all in and it won't go anywhere.
it just won't be powder, I guess.
Yeah, just solidify it.
But I'll be back up for the 20th, probably Jay and Sugarloaf, and then hopefully the following week Tuckerman.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt the skis.
Place to start as far as I can see advice on it.
Can I use yours?
Yeah,
Apparently, she doesn't like
Use the
the
red one, doesn't photocopy.
That's true.
Good, how are you?
Okay.
I mean, supposedly this is now the best April conditions Matter for Glen has had in 8 years. It's crazy. I mean, they've still got everything open, they keep getting snow.
Yeah? Well, we had snow today in Andover.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
Yeah, but here it's on top of nothing.
Okay. Dan, it's gonna stop snowing sometime, okay?
Hey Dan, free skiing on my birthday, May 2nd.
Oh, wait a second, now I can't even have it snow in northern New England?
Sunny River?
Sunday, right after May, last day of the
Where I
year.
live and where- where-
Right, but that's where it's snowing now.
Oh, yeah?
Rock skis.
Okay.
You're not happy with what's outdoors now?
I'd be happier when it's totally to the ground, because there are still
I might
pockets of
actually buy a
snow.
helmet this year.
It's getting
Still
there.
like 2
But
feet.
I've never
It's
seen
like the-
a helmet.
I'm hearing the world's smallest violin
Somebody
playing now.
crashing
Yeah, I know.
and snowboard out of control. And yeah.
Yeah.
So Sheila, what we'll do is we'll call the 7:30 public hearing, and then we'll hear from
Sure.
Mr. Kravosky.
Yeah.
All right, close enough. The next item on our agenda for public hearings was the 7:30 application of Alvin Pope. It was a notice of intent for the installation of a septic system at 515 Rochdale Street here in Auburn. I understand that the applicant or his representative has filed a request to continue the public hearing until April 22nd. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So can I have a motion, please?
I move that we hear this on April 26th.
Okay. Do you know what time?
Yeah, it's going to be 7:45 because I've already got a couple others scheduled.
Okay, that's fine. Is there a second?
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and Mr. Fallon is absent. Okay.
You missed the vote.
Trying to keep things moving here, Tom.
Keep moving.
That's right. We
Now
like
we
it.
gotta wait till 7:45.
Well, we're going to hear from Mr. Kravosky.
Oh, all
Mr.
right.
Kravosky.
We have a visitor.
Thank you, Mr. Garland. Thank you, Commission, very much for hearing us on a brief, very short notice. We appreciate that your BSC group has given you a proposal for peer review relative to the Diamond site. We had originally asked if it was possible, and this is prior to Margaret plowing out on this project, that we had asked that if we could possibly meet with her prior to developing the new notice of intent and plan, and the commission, of course, to get direction. We do understand that prior to filing any notice of intent or plan, we would have to withdraw the notice of intent, which we're ready to do in the next 7 days now, just to get it cleared up.
Sure.
And get it away. It's presently stayed, but we would withdraw it and then move forward. The reason if we could just ask for a little bit of direction from the commission and your agent, as there's been quite a bit of expense, which isn't your issue, spent on this matter. And because the may clause is within the regulation, obviously, that you may allow things and you may not if you choose. If we had a little bit of direction, we would know, possibly if we could, that the money would be spent in the right direction instead of possibly drawing up a plan again and then maybe not having your... and we know that, let me just back up, we know that you can't vote and your agent can't vote to say, yeah, we're going to approve this, just on a verbal discussion that we might have at here or at the site to look at the replication areas, the soils. We've had soil evaluators out there with, this would be only a few months ago before the snow,
Right.
to understand that we do have water table in another location, coming up with 2 replication areas, I believe I've discussed before, potentially one up above and potentially one at the bottom of the site, but still on site, and other measures that mitigation that we're still looking to offer to improve the entire system. Possibly some reduction again in the road width that we did talk to Mr. Coyle, and maybe there's also some leeway. Clearly there's leeway because we can always move the road totally away, but reduction in the amount of wetland alteration that we've originally asked for, and clearly, of course, keeping it under any kind of 5,000 square feet or the minimum that we would apply to.
I received a call this afternoon from Jillian Davies at BSC. She indicated that she had spoken to you, and I absolutely agree. The best way to start the process is to actually have a site meeting at the location. And so what I would suggest Ms. Kravosky do is, she would prefer to do it during the week, and that's fine depending on my schedule. I would like to attend. So let me get some dates from Ms. Davies in terms of her availability, and then we'll run them by you, and we'll pick a date and time, and we'll go to the site and we'll get this started.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We're only because of the sequence was a little different. We're ready to sign this, clearly to sign the peer review proposal. And even the way that it presently looks.
Yes, and we talked about that, and I think we've agreed that as long as we understand that we're going to have an initial site visit,
Yes.
We don't need for a revised proposal.
Thank you.
So I think we're good to go.
The Diamond people are looking to sign that, then we'll get that right back to you.
Excellent.
Thank you again.
All right.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You have a good day.
Have a good night.
Good night now.
Good night, Glenn.
Good night, Sheila. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
right. Well, it's 11 March now. For another 10 minutes.
I wouldn't go that far. We have meeting minutes from March
Oh, that's right.
25th. I did not have an opportunity to review it. I know Mr. Rank would love to do so, but I think...
I hadn't looked at them previously.
But I
We could
know-
look at them now.
You know, you gave me those corrections and I totally lost.
Oh boy.
Some of them, I didn't know, I don't know how you put those things on.
The
I
track
was
changes and comments and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was able to erase that,
No,
but then
he
when I
used
went to
metadata.
write it, it was,
Whoa.
I use the review process. It just makes it easier, actually.
I don't think my computer has.
Oh, it doesn't
Okay.
have, okay.
Yeah, I don't know
Word
what
doesn't have
program
it.
you were using.
Seems like we have a little bit of time then.
Yeah.
I guess, you know what?
I guess we do.
We have some time, Ms. Comrade.
Seems like events are conspiring
Oh.
against you.
You know,
No, not
because
to
Mr. Rank
that.
has...
Well, all right
Something
then.
else.
I've missed doing this during the meeting.
He confided to me that this is his favorite part of our
Look at the
meeting.
smile on his face.
This stuff, I tell you.
I think I can see the horns coming
Oh,
out.
boy. No.
They never went away.
He's just not wearing the hat anymore.
Yeah.
See, Dan
Blue
really
hair.
wishes he was an editor for, like, you know, a major
boy.
magazine, so this is his... He's living vicariously now.
Okay.
I got one over Dan's head, remember, with Buck Rogers, Ming the Merciless?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh geez, yeah.
Oh, Dan remembers those old movies.
I know the reference at least.
So you didn't look at any of my comments then?
I did look at them, but I did not have time to change anything. I'm in the office alone right now.
No.
So,
All right.
I'm just wondering
Yeah.
if it's going to be included
So
in
let's
this.
be kind
it's
now.
not going to be included in this because I did not have
All
the
right,
time.
well,
But
I don't
mean,
remember them all, so.
Oh, I should have probably printed it out. I'm sorry. I thought we could really just wait till the next meeting. Maybe I could incorporate some of his corrections and, huh?
I don't know.
Nice try.
Let's
Sounds like
just
a
go
plan.
over it, I guess. It's only
Okay,
just
so
15 minutes.
why don't we just get going
Oh,
here?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, all right, Dan wants to have
all right.
a chance to...
So
Right.
7 o'clock, Pagchug Farms LLC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th line. The water mitigation will catch all the water and bring it to the other side of the cul-de-sac. Would this be a drainage swale? I'm not sure what water mitigation refers to
I'm not sure
specifically.
either.
Maybe drainage swale? That seems plausible. I just...
There was none shown on the plan.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what that's specifically referring to.
So what should I do with that? Omit it?
No, leave it until we can figure out what it means.
Okay.
I'm serious, I don't
Now
see
we have a
that.
conundrum though. What if Rocco Antonelli actually said the water mitigation will catch that, and we're trying to change what he actually said?
I doubt they used that term.
All right, let's move on.
We can watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is that point that, just not to nitpick, but about halfway down, it says, Michael Garland stated the wetlands have not been flagged.
Yeah, I don't recall saying that.
And, okay, and then Mr. Antonelli stated that they plan to flag the area once the weather is permitting.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
you did mention that Kevin Maha's area was flagged in the...
Right.
I did, no, I remember that.
flagging.
I understand that, but if you look at the plan, there are no wetlands on
Yeah,
the actual property itself.
okay.
Right.
So I guess I would say, I would cross out after my name, I would say, Michael Garland stated, and then cross out everything from the wetlands have not been flagged and noticed. So now it will read, as Michael Garland stated, the most recent flagging was on the abutting site owned by Kevin Maher.
Okay.
Right, and the next line was just why I was confused in the process earlier.
Yeah, I don't think that...
That doesn't really sound like they should have anyway.
No,
So
I
I would
don't know where I
strike
got
that
that
sentence
I would
away.
strike it too.
I don't know where I got it then. I
Okay,
didn't make it up.
well, maybe you did.
All right, so a little bit further down,
Yes.
let's say 3 or 4 lines down. Mr. Blake stated the dwelling on Lot 7 is occupied with plans to renovate. The site in its entirety contains 4.2 acres. There were water problems with the culvert going down to the town road. I'm wondering whether we can omit that sentence because 2 sentences later it says the construction of the road, the broken
Yeah,
road
that.
all over it.
I know it.
So if that's what you're referring to in that other sentence, then we can probably just omit that sentence.
I agree.
Okay, so we're omitting,
There were water problem,
okay.
town road.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, beginning with discussion of the issue of slopes, no water will run onto Curtis Street. I think that can be better expressed.
Yeah.
Rest of the first page looks good to me.
I think you asked me to correct that area.
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of things. But sentence fragments, no, I mean sentence fragments, but I'm not going to go into those right now because I don't remember what they are.
How about, before we go to the second page, how about instead of discussion of the issue of slopes, when we say instead, on the issue of slopes, the applicant stated no water will run onto Curtis Street.
Where are we?
About halfway
Oh,
down.
okay. Oh, okay, this
Discussion.
one here?
Yep.
And would you repeat that again, Michael,
And
please?
cross out discussion of,
Yeah.
and put in on the issue of slopes, the applicant stated no water will run onto Curtis Street.
Okay. Do you want me to continue on with the water will now be collected? Do you want that in there or no?
Well, instead of putting it now, I would just cross out now, and the rest of it I think is okay. The water will be collected and will flow back towards the detention basin.
Okay.
And the rest of it looks okay to me. So we're at the top of page 2.
Page 2, Rick Daniels, 70 Curtis Street. Mr. Daniels stated he's lived there for 20 years. The Google map that the commission was viewing was 7 years old, and I would say instead, and the site conditions have changed.
Well, he said ground.
Well,
Well, you know, I mean, in fairness, we
if
have...
that is a direct quote,
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
So maybe put ground has changed in quotes then.
Well, just leave it the way it is.
All right.
I think we have to try to quote them as close to what they say as possible.
Even with grammatical errors.
Well,
But
It
these
seems
slang terms.
unclear what he meant. I mean, but I guess that's what he meant.
I think we have to quote them as close to verbatim as possible.
Well, I mean, if you know that's the quote, then okay. Two streams on the property have now become 7 streams, and the retention pond is bleeding. Is that overflowing, leaking?
That's just what he said,
what-
bleeding,
okay.
leaking, I would say.
Well, the thing is,
Well, did he...
the reason why I'm saying put things in quotes is sometimes it's unclear whether we're directly quoting someone or whether we're just being colloquial.
Did he say bleeding?
Yes.
Then put bleeding in quotes.
You gotta have your town speak dictionary when you go through these. This is what our people call it. So anyway, I don't know, like 3/4 of the way down, it said, the sentence starts with Robert Post stated. There's a the that. Remember that one?
Where are we?
Robert Post stated, the that storm.
Probably cross out that. The storm event did affect. It should be affect, not effect.
3/4 of the way down the page, Robert Post stated,
Okay.
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 Cross out that,
Like here.
the that.
and then it's affect, A-F-F-E-C-T.
That's right. You are absolutely right on that.
Thank you.
Frank Cole, 33 Curtis Street. Last line. Retention pond could flood Mr. Thompson's property. It probably won't be flooding him personally.
I'm sorry.
Where are we?
Where's that?
Where are we?
Frank Cole, 33 Curtis Street. Last line.
Last line.
Well, last line of the first paragraph.
Oh,
I
well.
guess. Sorry.
It's a little different. Okay.
Could flood Mr. Thompson's property again, you're right.
Flood Mr. Thompson again. They
Again, we
That's
know
right,
what he
yeah.
meant, but I think in that case it makes
better
sense.
wear waders.
Oh.
Property. All right.
Oh.
Okay.
got it?
Are we good
Yeah.
on page 2?
There's nothing else that's sticking me in the eyeball.
Okay, well, good, I'm glad for that.
Thank God.
Okay.
Was this, by the way, a notice of intent or a request for termination?
What, for 515 Rochdale?
Yeah,
It was a notice of intent.
it was.
Yeah,
For some reason I thought, okay,
no, it was.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
And they put the 25 thing.
Well, I think, well, there's a problem with the site.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, there's a garage and then there's a house, and they're trying to put it like in between them.
okay. Oh, right, because they would be able to ask for a waiver if there was no intent, so I get it, okay.
So we'll see what happens. And then Matt came at 7:55.
Page 3 looks good to me, unless there's something else sticking out.
Okay.
It's not an issue, but I asked the guy if it was possible to use a press B system because it has a smaller footprint.
Oh, okay, you want me to add that in this here?
Yeah,
Tom did ask that, so it should go in there.
To use I wasn't familiar with that.
if using a Presby, P-R-E-B, Pres, P-R-E-S-B-Y. Might be two S's.
Okay, I can find out.
What do you think, Dan?
Presby.
The one
I'm not sure.
I'd say one.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know the
As
specific
it's
reference.
smaller?
It just has a smaller footprint on the leach
Smaller,
field.
okay. What was his response on that?
Like a brand name.
It was,
Well, yeah.
I'm not familiar.
just said it wasn't something they considered, like they just had the plan that, they had right there.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah, I
spell
do
it any way
remember
they want.
saying that
That's
thing.
true.
Okay,
Probably
and then
after.
on page
It's like the
3,
Dyson vacuum cleaner.
430 Rochdale
Someone's last
Street.
name, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, Dyson
It should be reviewed
Yes,
which is a
and
real thing, right?
discussed instead of reviewed
Well,
and discussed.
theoretically.
okay, thank you.
On Star Trek, it's a real thing.
Yeah, I know.
You're welcome.
Sheila, 430 Rochdale Street. Just towards the end, it says the correspondence will be reviewed and discussed.
What did I just say? You guys had a conversation going over there, and
sorry.
you wouldn't stop and listen to what I was saying. So I said it louder,
You know,
and it didn't matter.
I just let him
Oh, my
go
God.
through that. I knew what he was
Hey,
gonna
you-
say.
I knew it.
I think you did it first, so.
I did not.
Disgust, not disgust.
Disgusting.
Unbelievable.
All right, okay, we're at the...
Oblivious.
No, that's not true. On page 4.
I'm gonna let you two fight this out. I'm good.
No, I'm good too.
No, that was
Sit here
a...
like water.
funny.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
I
I'm just gonna
didn't
keep my
see.
head down.
I'm just waiting for someone to take a shoe
discussion.
off.
Yeah,
It's on that
yeah.
end table.
So Chuck, do you want to try to resubmit your comments to Ms. Conroy?
I don't. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
We've got them all.
I'm
Snap.
sorry.
all right.
Hey,
I would took
don't be
time to
sorry.
do it.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the meeting
So we
minutes
done?
of March 25, 2015 as amended?
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Any
Here we
discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, it's a vote. Any
I
abstentions?
almost opposed.
I'll abstain.
Oh, yeah.
I almost opposed, but I didn't.
Okay, and then for 7:45, hearing, David Pappas, notice of intent for property at 129 West Street. We also received a request to continue the public hearing to April 22nd. Is that correct? Ms. Conroy?
Yes, we did, and that's gonna be at 7:15.
Okay,
So we need a motion? Or-
we do need a motion, yes,
So I
sir.
move that we move this, continue this applicant till April 22nd at 7:15 PM.
Okay, is there a second?
I will second that.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Is there any other matters?
That running thing,
Okay.
is that what we're doing
Oh,
today?
they
The
didn't come.
cross-country thing.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
didn't come to
sure.
discuss that.
Should we
I
continue
thought
that till the
somebody
next
was
meeting?
coming, isn't that what the letter said?
I don't think
We're
so.
gonna try
No?
to, it's not
Okay.
gonna...
So personally, I am
Alright.
curious as to whether this overlays part of that path behind West Street, which I have frequented over the years. Because that path goes all the way from West Street. It crosses several of the side streets off of 12 and 20, and it goes all the way down to the 12-20 split on the other end. So
Really?
that theoretically could be what they're talking about.
Probably first.
Sheila, did anyone call Ms. Brunel and tell
I'm
her
used
she
to
was
having
on
it
our
to
agenda
myself,
for
Chuck.
tonight? Too bad.
No,
Well, that
that's
might
good.
explain why she's not here then,
No.
because they wanted, I think, a response.
Oh, I guess they did. Hearing from you.
I just hope it doesn't get littered up.
Sorry, it has been busy in my office too.
I understand what this is.
Ah,
We
Well-
appreciate all you do.
So what do we have on the agenda for April 22nd?
I actually printed one out because we have so much. We
Yeah.
have
My.
2 Winchester Ave with an RDA,
Okay,
Pappas at 7:15 for 129 West Street, notice of intent. I've got a Marks Falamo, an RDA for the replacement of a pool on 24 Oxford Street.
that's 7:30.
Yep, and 7:45, we've got Alvin Pope, 515 Rochdale. They want to continue to this, the 22nd.
Okay,
And,
we have the enforcement order for Mr. Robidoux,
yeah,
at least theoretically.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know what, if anything will happen.
And also
Faith Ave.
and also William Street.
Yeah, okay.
Enforcement order. Well,
Did we sign the
Suggestions?
cease and desist order?
About, do we want Ms. Brunel to come in at our next meeting if it's 8 o'clock?
Enforcement order.
Later?
when
We only
is the
signed
date
one
of the run?
enforcement order. We needed another one, right? If that was gonna be an enforcement.
It's for the season.
I've got
Well, no, it's
Curtis
to be using it
Street.
as a cross-country
There's
training
another enforcement
path
order.
in the future, I guess.
Yeah. Can, Sheila,
Yes,
can we ask her to come to our first meeting in May?
sure.
I don't know what the date is.
That might be
I'll tell
best.
you in 1 second.
That would be,
No, May 13th.
13, wow.
yep.
So can we ask, and do we have anything on the agenda for May 13th? Probably
Not at
not.
this moment.
Can we ask them to come in at 7 o'clock on May 13th?
Sure.
Can you, actually, should they send what their proposed route's gonna be for the cross-country trip?
I would be curious to know that.
Well, I think hopefully they're going to make a presentation to us.
I think they'd probably be pretty specific. It sounds like
I
they
mean,
know where
I
they're
would give them the heads up
specifically
if they're
talking
looking
about.
for a route.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it says that it's, on water department land,
Yeah, Auburn Ward District.
and I would imagine it's close to the school, and I'm aware of that path that's directly behind the school, so
Right.
could be.
Okay.
I will be absent for the 22nd meeting,
Okay.
just putting that out there.
All right.
Throwing it out there.
I'll be up north.
Thanks for letting us know.
There you go.
Good to know.
Yeah, good to know. All right, so on Saturday, we're going to make site walks. Thank you.
Okay.
We're going to go to William Street. We're going to go to 430 Rochdale Street. Where else are we going to go? We're going to go to
Millbury,
Street,
3135.
3135 Millbury Street. You'll provide us with the as-built?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Okay, good.
If you want to, when you're on your way out, I can just hand it to you. if you
Sure.
want.
All right.
Um,
Is there anything else?
I just didn't know if I could bring up, look at that, you know, you said we could discuss it at the next meeting, the electric charging station.
Yeah, that should go on the agenda for the next meeting.
That- I don't think it's even
There's another one?
going to need any
Yes.
filing.
Well,
Now, which is this?
I did send that to our email address.
it's going to be at the mall.
It's going to be in the garage,
Oh, it's a second
do
charging
another one.
station,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
this is in addition to the
Yeah.
one that's been there for
in the garage
4 or 5
near
months
the
now.
Macy's
I saw
home
Tesla coming over here.
Right.
side.
Uh-huh.
2 facilities at the same location. Interesting.
Yeah, but
So the question is, if they...
I was just gonna say, yeah, that one is just specifically for,
They haven't filed with us,
Tesla.
right?
that's a
Oh, no.
supercharger. Well,
No, I think they're
he
wondering
sent
if they
that.
need to file.
You know, I'm kind of loath to give advisory opinions, as you know.
Right.
You can put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
Okay.
Maybe we'll discuss it, maybe we won't.
Have it. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I've seen one charging up there like once or twice.
Okay,
Actually, I have a
so this
question.
one
Sure.
is for William
did somebody
Street.
ask me that, I don't know.
Okay.
The, on the pond, do you need to file a notice of intent or let us know that if somebody's putting in a dock, not a built dock, a bought dock, they do need to do that, right?
They need to give us
That's
notice.
what I thought they said. Okay.
Construction in the buffer zone. Or
It's
adjacent
actually,
to the-
it's the pre-built ones that
I mean,
they've
it's
got.
still, yeah,
So,
it's still
okay,
construction.
That's what I
I mean,
thought. That's what I told them,
I think it'd
so.
be a notice of intent, but they should file with us.
Okay. I
Oh,
might
I-
be filing one myself, so.
I saw an email from Sheila today about something about the end of William Street, some
Yes.
cutting.
Yeah, I drove
Do we
down there.
want
Now,
to,
that cutting supposedly took place in December.
okay, do we want to take a look at that on our site?
Absolutely.
Throw that on there.
Just-
Chuck, I drove down there, and I didn't drive down past where it looks like a turnaround. It looks like there was a dirt road or something, but the woman is on Wallace Street, and that's a pretty...
Wallace Ave.
Wallace
Yes,
Ave, that's a
yeah.
pretty far distance, so if it caught her eye from over there, there
Yeah.
had to be a significant amount of tree.
So what is the, could you
So-
see where it was?
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I saw some brush kind of on the side, but I didn't see like a
At the
big
end of
pile.
William Street, is
Right.
that correct? That's what she said to me.
Can-
And she said you really can't see it from William Street, but over on
Can-
Wallace
can you
Ave
get
looking over. She lives
information?
at,
23 Wallace Ave, does that sound right?
I think it's 43.
Okay.
Yeah, and just find out where she lives and then maybe she could
Oh, I think...
show us
yeah,
where it
I
is.
think I sent you her
Yeah.
address and name,
Oh, okay.
phone number. I don't know if I gave you her phone number too.
I don't pick up phone number, but
You wanted to call her, because, you know, I was looking at the map and I couldn't figure out where she was talking about, just trying
Yeah,
to...
we're gonna be on William Street, we go to the end, but if we can't see it, we should look from where
Yeah.
she's looking.
Yeah.
We'll knock on her
And
door.
I said this was something that took place before we got all the snow.
Right.
So I don't
Yeah,
know why
the
she's
snow melting
came
has
in now,
uncovered a
but-
lot of stuff. Mostly dog waste, but
And
all over the place.
And litter.
That's nice, okay. If there's nothing else,
I do have one other item for the chair.
let us get out. All right.
I want to watch the Bruins, but it's very important.
Say it's a game
I
on.
went to the hiking trail meeting the day after the last meeting, which was March 26th,
Yes.
and Louise Downey was also there, and Matt presented his proposal to get grant money,
Right.
which will be matched by the town, and there was a lot of discussion, and the long and short of it is, the more money the town or private people can donate, the chance of getting a bigger grant up to whatever the limit was, 20,000.
Okay.
And they were discussing about engineering and wetland delineation and quite a lot of very expensive things, and they're looking at doing it in 3 phases. And there was discussion about contacting Mass Audubon, maybe getting them involved, or the Worcester County Land Trust. And looking at all the stuff that I have here, I didn't know if getting the grant would be a great thing for the town, but if they're looking just to implement hiking trails, what exactly consists of a hiking trail? Is it just a cleared path with blue dots spray painted on a tree? Or do they have to have, there was discussion of like having crushed stone dust coming all the way down through the woods, all the way down to the channel, and possible connecting to the bike path years down the road. Just a lot of stuff.
Do you know, does any portion of that have to cross a stream bed or anything? I mean, is there any
That's
discussion
what we
about...
don't know, because one of the first things they want to do is wetland delineation,
Yeah.
and then start engineering.
Okay. I mean, these are good questions. I don't know, frankly, how much engineering has to be done for a hiking trail. It sounds like it'd be a really nice hiking trail, but I simply don't know.
What I might do, I don't know if the next meeting is, but I used to go on trails in Acton, and most of the effort was really put into, there was water, and it was conservation land. Most of the effort was put into crossing muddy areas with wooden planks.
Right, on
There
the
was
walks.
no
Boardwalks.
stone dust.
Exactly,
There
exactly.
was no fancy bike trail, whatever. It was marked with paint, but they had these things that were built. They were just wooden, and I'm sure they'd wear out. But they would put them on these areas so that you could keep walking the straight line.
Yeah.
Just boardwalks.
The mud,
Yeah.
the wet area.
I mean, I don't think that's a lot of money.
It sounds like the
but
same sort of thing you see a lot of times on bike trails
Right.
when you're
They have-
trying to cross muddy
They
areas.
have extensive trail system in Acton and
Really?
across. There's actually a private 501(c)(3), and then there's also the town owns some, and they link them together, which is what I would hope we would try to do to get more sort of linked together land.
I mean, was there any discussion about forming a nonprofit organization
There
to
wasn't,
donate money to?
There was talk about having like a committee of some kind.
We talked about that about
Right there.
10 years ago with the Greater Worcester Land Trust director, because they've had a great experience and over 20 years, you know, preserving land and doing all that stuff. So it's certainly a vehicle, and a lot of places do that. You could go either way, though. I mean, some places have the town do it. I think it's maybe more popular now to do these private corporations.
Right.
But however we can get it done, you know. I don't think we should say we have to do this before we make a hiking trail, you know. If we can, it's a vehicle to get donations and things like that, that's fine.
One of the other issues that was raised is ATV use in that area.
Wow.
And by putting in a stone dust trail, you're just inviting people to go.
I agree with
and
you.
drive
I
around
agree
through
with
wetland areas. And by having
And-
just a hiking trail with minimal impact,
Right, and the thing I don't see in Acton is a lot of that stuff, but they do have horses and dogs and people, you know, non-motorized stuff.
Right.
And a lot of people use that stuff.
Well, my question would be, I mean, it seems like different towns and localities, there's a conflict now. I mean, as someone who mountain bikes, I think that should be potentially allowed, but not ATVs.
right.
You know, as long as it's not one of the newer motorized mountain bikes, which I'm a little bit split about personally, you know, for my mind, as long as people are behaving themselves, I think mountain bikes should be allowed. I mean, if you're going to allow horses, and you're going to allow, you know, other, you know, as long as people aren't rude.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, I think, yeah, the motorized thing, I don't know about, but also the trail should be made in such a way that we don't have to put a lot into it. It should be natural.
Right.
We shouldn't be like, we need a straight line, you know.
Right.
It's got to go like this. That's part of the charm of the
Right,
thing, and
right,
it's more natural anyway. It's
Right.
cheaper.
Right, a hiking path doesn't have to have like stone dust and like
We
not
don't need a
necessarily.
rollerblade. We have one
It
of
doesn't
those
have to be
already at
paved
the Pappas
or,
Field.
you know, it
We
doesn't have to
have
be
a
gravel.
rollerblade track.
Does Matt know when he might hear about getting the grant?
He doesn't, but he told me today that he was hoping to be able to start this in May.
Next
As
month?
far as the very early stuff,
Proposal.
identifying site features, I'll pass this around. I want to take a quick look at it,
Thanks.
even though I'm missing my Bruins time.
Hey,
I should have
sacrifice. It's actually a great sports night because I think that all three sports are going on right
It's
now.
great. I thought play out hockey.
We could get one of them on one of these.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah.
really helpful.
What's that?
Nothing. Yeah. So
No
there's
skiing
three.
also, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what was said, so.
So he's planning to get all these things. Okay.
Right.
Waterfalls.
They're gonna-
Seems kind of ambitious, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's 2 years out.
Of course, the question is, if they don't get the grant money, are they going to still go forward with this, you know? So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Okay.
Yeah, he said we could get one of the sports on the channel, and I said, Dan, and I said, well, it's not skiing.
Yeah,
and
skiing,
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, it's kind of hard to find non-Olympics skiing coverage in the U.S.
That is true.
Unless you get the dish.
I mean, unless you get like
Direct
Satellite World
On the
Cup
skiing
coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other business to discuss? If there isn't, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Thank you very much.